Good evening, everyone. My name is Mr. Branko. I'm the social studies teacher here at Palo Verde School. This has been quite a school year for these graduates. As your parents already know, we started the year 100% distance learning. I learned a lot from these students on how to Zoom. They know way more than I did. Next, we transitioned into a hybrid learning environment in which half the students were in Zoom and half were here in the classroom. It was very challenging. Then we moved into traditional instruction. With all that we've been through this year, I have grown very close to these students. I'm happy for you, but you will truly be missed. Here before you today are a group of bright, highly achieving individuals that are eager to embark on the next step of their academic journey. Congratulations, students. You are all almost high schoolers now. Ready for more responsibility? I'm sorry to say, more work and more opportunities that you can ever imagine. I want to personally thank each and every one of you for the contributions you have made to Palo Verde School. We're all better because of each and every one of you. Palo Verde, your parents, and the community are very proud of you, and I know that each one of you will continue to show the world your brilliance. President Abraham Lincoln once said, which I think is appropriate for this evening, a child is a person who is going to carry on what your education and experiences have started. They're going to sit where you're sitting today, and when you're gone, attend to those things which you think are important. These graduates in the future will assume control of your cities, the state, and nation. They're going to move in and take leadership of our churches, our schools, our universities, and corporations. The fate of humanity, graduates, is in your hands. My question to you, graduates of 2021, is which chapter of history will you write? My history subject matter award is going to an individual that I believe will write volumes if this person chooses to do so. This person's passion for studying and learning about history is remarkable. The sky's the limits for this individual who leads by example. I'm pleased to announce that my 2021 History Subject Matter Award goes to Evelyn Cortez. Thank you for your attention, and I'm pleased to announce Mr. Fraley for the Math Award, please.
Well, good evening. Again, my name is Darren Fraley. I'm a math teacher here. And just as a math teacher, it's sometimes a challenging subject to teach to a number of students. It's not always their favorite subject, but it's a very important subject because numbers are everywhere. And so I always hope that in teaching math, that the students will not only learn the math in the classroom, but that they'll see that out there in the real world, there's real world math problems. And so I asked my class about that. Do you see that there's real world math problems out there? And they said, after this last year that we've had, we see it. I said, well, what kind of math problems do you see? Well, we see the problems like when when your glasses start to fog up. And we also deal with, how do I itch my nose and things like that. I'm like, how is that real world math problems? And they were like, we're dealing with it every day because now that we have to wear these masks all the time, we have lots of problems. But in seriousness, I do want them to see that math is something that is connected to everyday life. And be able to logically think from A to B, to be able to process information and make sense of it. And that's really what mathematics is all about. It's not just merely numbers and letters on a page. And this year, this class, and as you hear on the news day after day, you hear about learning loss. And that is a real obstacle out there because of all the challenges that we have faced in our education and having schools basically shut down for quite some time. But yet, as you already heard through Zoom and through the various modes of trying to communicate and educate our kids, we've done that, I believe. And so sitting in front of you is a class that has worked hard. They worked very hard. In fact, as we took our end of the year assessments in mathematics, this class is one of the highest scoring classes I've ever had in 8th grade mathematics. So we show that despite the obstacles, we can overcome so-called learning loss and actually make gains. So with that said, it is very difficult to pick one student because there's so many that are really have worked hard and shown great ability in mathematics. But this student stood out because the student not only learned mathematics, but learned it in such a way that you could see it was a desire not only to learn the facts, but to learn and understand those facts, and will be one of those people who will apply it to real life math problems. And that curiosity and that willingness to understand is what stood out. And so I'm happy to award tonight to Aisha, blanking all of a sudden, but Aisha Alash Nawi. So next up is Miss Cynthia Duenas.
Good afternoon, everyone. Buenas tardes. I am Ms. Duenas. I am the language arts teacher here. I have 2 awards to give out tonight. One is for reading and one is for writing. It is no surprise that a student receiving this award was an avid reader by the age of 4. He was already reading chapter books in kindergarten, and by 2nd grade, he had already read over 1 million words. I hope the love you have for literature never fails. Congratulations, Nathan Russell. Good writers possess patience. They give attention to detail. They are also good listeners and good observers. It has been my pleasure reading the students' writing for the last 2 years. With every word written and submitted, the student never ceases to amaze me. I hope that your passion and creativity in writing continues to flourish as you continue your educational journey. Congratulations, Magda. Up next is Mr. Nunez.
Good evening. My name is Mr. Nunez. This year I had the privilege of having 17 eighth graders spend their entire day with me. Or basically, they had to put up with me all day this past school year. For this, I will now present a Tiger Award to an all-around excellent student from my class. This graduate demonstrated many valuable qualities on a daily basis this year at Palo Verde. Whether it was on Zoom or in person, this graduate is almost always the first student that I talked to in the morning. Well, it was more like they would talk and I would listen. In class, this student would volunteer to read daily and was never afraid